This trailer starts with some pretty beautiful looking woman calling the main cast a freaking monster.
There you are! You monsters!
Because she's probably being mind manipulated to think the main cast is evil for some reason. After this little showdown with the beautiful girl, the main cast says that they are being hunted by both of the two nations.
Even though we're being chased by both nations at once.
Which is probably gonna be the main plot of this game. Alongside finding out what they did wrong or why they are wrong. After introducing the main point of conflict in this game, we get a look at the new combat, the new UI, and how characters will play out. There seem to be 3 roles: attackers, defenders, and healers. These roles are indicated by the little icon and color left to their character's portrait. You can see that Senna and Noah are both the attackers in this party, because of the red sword. Mio and Lance are the tanks, and finally Uni and Tyon are the healers. By looking at a character's arts, you can look at what their gameplay is most likely going to be like. For example, Noah looks like a pretty standard Xeno protagonist. Has an attack that gives you back attack plus, an attack that is effective towards the side and inflicts breaks, similar to Shulk, an AoE move, and a move that inflicts daze, so coupled with someone that can topple, he can get a full-on combo going. Seeing Noah's daze makes it clear that Xenoblade 2's Launched and Smash are replaced by the break topple daze combo that was present in Xenoblade 1. Another small thing I really like is how incredibly clear it is that you inflict break. The word break is shown like 2 times, and there's a pretty big icon on top of the enemy too. After inflicting break on an enemy, we get a look at Mio, who appears to be more of a dodge tank type unit. She has 2 arts that cause her to evade, 2 arts that deal extra damage when enemies have high aggro, alongside an art that allows her to aggro enemies. Looking at her rings, you could have expected her to be more of a healer, similar to Nia, but I like the difference in style. She looks like a fun character to play as. I've always loved Xenoblade dodge tanks. After that, we get to see the first OUROBORO. At least I believe that is what this enemy is called. They seem to be incredibly strong as the party is struggling immensely against it. OUROBORO seems incredibly strong, but after a really fucking stupid innuendo.
There were so many, and then they were a part of me. How are you inside me?
They knew what they were doing. And as we switch out of this fight, we see the OUROBORO form. This is likely to be an incredibly powerful form, but only for a short while. The UI next to Noah and Mio shows that there is a gauge that probably indicates that there's only a small amount of time that you can use this form. On the bottom left, there's also this thing called interlink, which you probably use to build up your OUROBORO form. As I take it, these characters have to build up some type of charge to access this powerful state. The OUROBORO form from Noah and Mio is looking pretty powerful. Phantom Slash is an interlink move that will break all enemies. I still don't quite know how this interlink will be incorporated into the move, but it's likely the most powerful attack that you got, as you can charge it up. Alongside that, this OUROBORO form of Noah and Mio is mainly focused on dealing massive AoE damage with Annul Guard and Pierce, both being AoE arts that are probably going to deal massive damage. And their final art, Unison Strike, is just a move with high critical hit rate, which will probably be their strongest move against single target enemies. Though there's no way to know for sure, that's just some speculation, you know? Right after we see one OUROBORO form, we see that every other member in the party has another. Tyon with Uni, and Senna with Lance. And I just want to say, seeing these 3 OUROBORO forms right next to each other looks so sick. It's like you're playing as the enemies of a normal JRPG. Right after, we see the Tyon and Uni OUROBORO form, and this one seems like it's mainly focused on dealing AoE damage too. It also has this move called Sacred Cannon, which has Mobius Plus, but that has never been a thing in the Xenoblade game before, so I'm curious what that will mean. Also got this Interlink move at the top, which will inflict a daze to all enemies. So from this, you can only speculate that Lance and Senna have an Interlink that will topple enemies. And after that, you see Lance and Senna do some type of super move that inflicts break, topple, and daze all at the same time. Like, these guys will probably be unstoppable together if this is what you can do. This woman that appears to be Melia seems to want to get rid of Ouroboros at once.
All orders are rescinded. Eliminate Ouroboros at all costs.
You have access to Ouroboro forms, so it seems that you are somehow connected to a group that is either called Ouroboros, or you are the group called Ouroboros. Regardless, there are some type of enemies that have the same armor as you, so I wonder how you are connected to them. Only time will tell. There's also some very fake stories, sequences, but bro. I don't know how to make sense of this, yo.
That is my revenge. It's payback for Nimue dying with her wish unfulfilled.
It's a wild ride, this passage of fate. We got ourselves a nice little awakening.
Why is my name on here?
So let's make sense of the next thing, which is that on top of the 6 playable characters, you can also get some type of ally character. First off are the Nopon, Riku, and Manana. What they do, I would not be able to tell you, but any help is appreciated, right? They're not even the only characters playable. This character called Zeon is eventually an ally character, and this character called Valdi too. Right after we get into the main juice of Xenoblade though, and that, of course, is chain attacks. For whatever reason, Noah is wearing Tion's entire outfit now, and is going to wield his weapon soon. And after he uses Brave Assault, an attack that during a chain attack gains 70% chance to bypass defense. The fact that Noah has something called Brave Assault makes me think that every character will have some type of assault or chain attack move on their own, which is going to do an effect similar to Noah. It's also very brief, but there's also this little overkill screen, and I really hope that if you overkill an enemy, you gain extra experience like in Xenoblade 2 again. That made that game so much fun, and you never really had to grind because of it. That is basically the full trailer. There are some fake bits of story sequences, and Mio at the end saying that she wants to find a path for everyone to live.
Not that I have all that much time to spare, but soon.
Finding a path that lets us all live. I will make that my mission.
But I don't think you can make much sense for it, and any type of theory would just be a far stretch. Xenoblade 3 is looking like an incredible game. I love how these new forms look, and the UI is honestly pretty. Speaking of pretty, there's one final pretty thing in Xenoblade 3, or somewhat outside of Xenoblade 3, and that is the special edition art book. Just wow, I love the special edition cover. If I can, I really want that steelbook because wow, just wow. I also have the Xenoblade 2 collector's edition, so I really hope that I can get this one. The original Xenoblade Deluxe, Definitive Edition, collector's edition, wasn't even available in Europe, so please Monolith, let this be available in Europe. I pray. Regardless, that is everything Xenoblade 2 I have to say today. What do you guys think? Are you guys hyped for Xenoblade 3? I certainly am. I'm not concerned at all because graphics, voice acting, it looks to be top notch once again. Without any further ado, I've been Xenon, I always will be. Goodbye.